Good morning. It's Margaret at the University of Sewing, and it's Facebook Live, guys. Okay, so it's just me today. But boy, I'll tell you what, the last week we got in a bunch of really cool stuff, and I can't wait to show it all to you. So we're going to start off with, would you please be so kind as to share our video with your friends on your feed? So all you have to do is press the share button at the bottom of the screen. You should see that. Hit share, and then in the comments, go ahead and note that you shared the video. Just write the word shared, it'll be fine. And what we're going to do is enter you in a drawing to win this wonderful Benartes group of charm pack here. This is a darling little charm pack, and I brought some of the fabrics over so you could see some of what's in it. Also, we're going to make this a twofer. We're going to go ahead and include the needle travel guide, and this is going to help you find all the cool quilt shops all over the country. So when you're traveling, you can look through this, and you're going to be kind of surprised to hear this, but you know, we use the internet and we're very comfortable with it, but there's a lot of shops in here that are pretty much not listed anywhere. The only place you'll find them is in this travel guide. You think about some of the Amish shops, you think about some of the little towns along your trips. These places a lot of times do almost nothing on the internet. And so you can find it in here though. So I'm going to go ahead and give you one of these and this lovely charm pack, and let's go ahead and take a look at this group of Benartes fabrics. These are really fun. We have these wonderful little plaids with cross hatching in them. So think about all the wonderful things you could do with something like these. I'm thinking bias binding would be awesome out of these fabrics. And then we've got these lovely little, almost makes me think of computer code. Very cool looking fabric. The pink has purple and yellow in it. This blue one has different shades of blue, some black, and of course some green. And then we have another plaid that is a much more tonal set of blues. So really good fabrics to use in general. Just really nice for a lot of different projects where you're maybe needing something that isn't really a solid, more of a blender. And those were heavy, so very cool. Okay, you know, I bring in fabric from Italy on a fairly regular basis. We've got some new fabric in, and this is for our clothing sewers. So I want to show off. We're going to start off with this beautiful black satin. This is a, let me make sure, I think it's a viscose. I do believe so. It is a viscose, and let's go ahead and unclip this. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it has the finish on it such that the satin outside, and then a very nice feeling, kind of almost cottony kind of feeling on the inside. So you are really going to enjoy wearing this. Think any kind of, you could go as formal as you wanted, but you can also go a little more casual. I think this could be a really beautiful flowy top. I think you could wear this as a dress. You could go ahead and do a variety of things. And I'm going to come over here, and we brought out the dress forms so that you can see how drapey these fabrics are. They're really quite lovely. And so there you go. Some really pretty drape to it. It's not heavy feeling. It's going to be, I think, one of those 3-season fabrics. It might be a little bit warm in the warmest parts of the summer, but other than that, you're going to be able to wear this 3 seasons of the year. So you could do, as I said, some sort of drapey top, or, you know, you could do a blouse out of it. You could do a skirt, a dress. All those things are going to work. It would make a really cute jumpsuit. Very, very beautiful. The colors here you're seeing, hopefully you're seeing them fairly accurately. And what we've got is we have got pins in the back of my mannequin here, and they're catching my fabric. So let me find out what's going on there. Sometimes we do that so that we can get in there, and there we go. I didn't want to hurt anything. So that fabric, and of course the base on that is black, and then you've got raspberry and cherry kind of colors in there with a bit of pink. So very, very beautiful. And then this one is definitely mostly cherry red with pinks. And the pink I would call more of a dark mauve-ish kind of pink. Then you've got a lovely, by the way, this is a crepe. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. This is a viscose crepe, and it feels just fabulous. And again, gorgeous, gorgeous drape on these. Very beautiful. And this is going to, you could make a pair of those wide leg pants out of this. It would be super cute. Again, the jumpsuit idea, totally comfortable fabric for that. You could make this a very fancy gown. You could turn around and just make it a T-length dress. You are just going to stop the show. This is so beautiful. And so, again, don't forget on these fabrics, if you want a sample sent to you, all you need to do is tell us which fabrics, and we would be happy to send you samples. So that's always something that you can ask for. All right. Now, this one is from a resort wear collection. And I have two pieces. I only brought one over right now because I haven't got the other one. I believe this piece and this piece, they're almost ready to go into the computer. I've got to get those finished. You know how this rolls. Sometimes it takes me until Monday to get everything in there, guys. But these pieces are, again, all these fabrics I think are really 3-season. So they're going to work almost any time of the year. This is a knit. And this particular knit is got wonderful stretch and drape. Think of one of those wrap dresses. This would be gorgeous out of that. You are not going to get it clinging to you in ways that you're not going to be happy with. It's a very lovely weight. It has got some substantial drape to it. It is a gorgeous, I would really call, raspberry seems to be the color this year. We've had quite a bit of things that have come through with a beautiful raspberry color. And so this is going to make your tunic tops. You could make a drapey cowl out of this. You just saw how beautiful it drapes. That would be really pretty. You could go ahead and any kind of a bandage dress could work for this. There's a lot of different things. Now, maybe you don't wear those kind of dresses, and I'm not saying you should, but I am saying that this is going to be a fantastic, very usable, and very elegant piece of knit that you could make into many, many different things. Very beautiful. All right, let's take those away. How are we doing? Okay, we are doing great on time today. So let's talk about our cottons. We have just gotten in an entire line of RJR, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but we got this really beautiful panel from QT Fabrics. This is really fun. You guys know I like to bring you kind of funky, fun things. Well, this one falls in that category. And so what I want to tell you is we've got the panel. They call this a panel. Well, it's very much obvious we can use it as yardage too. So the colors in it are spectacular. You've got some really incredible blues with some touches of great brown in it. It looks like we've got feathers in here. There's all kinds of really lovely things going on this. And it would make a fantastic quilt. So what we did is we went ahead and got QT Fabrics. They have a really pretty quilt kit, and I'm going to show you the quilt next week. But what we've got are these wonderful, just simple diamond set squares. We've got some other things going on, a little bit of kaleidoscope kind of piecing right there. This is not a hard quilt to do. It comes with the number of different colors with it is kind of condensed because there's so much going on in that print. So we've got that ready to go. It is already, believe it or not, that one is already online. So look up QT quilts. This is called the Magic Carpet Quilt Kit. And this one is ready. It is a 67 by 75 quilt kit. And it is ready to go home with you. It's in this gorgeous packaging. When we do it, it's not quite this elegant. So very nice setup and ready to go. Maybe a good present for somebody you know. So you should really think about that particular fabric and the wonderful quilt kit that it comes with it. So I just wanted you to see that. It just came in this past couple of days. And so it's right there. It should be in our latest arrivals. I'm going to double check that. I was training somebody new to do some of these entries for us the other day, and I'm not sure I reminded her to do that. So I will double check on that today. All right, so I am going to move some of this stuff out of my way because we're going to bring out the RJR new line. And this gorgeous new line is Reverie. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to start off with the really graphic part of this line. It's got really pretty graphic fabrics in it. And they're an ombre. So we got to pull it out here so you can see what we're talking about when I say it's an ombre. So here we go. And I don't know why I think that you should always put the dark on the bottom. I guess you don't really have to. You could put the dark at the top. So here is this, and this is the blue and purple colorway. As you can see, it starts with almost a gray on the top and goes down to a black on the bottom, but it really is blue. That is really the colors going on there, blue to purple. Very, very cool. Very beautiful. I really like this print. I think it's going to have a lot of play and interest. And you know how this rolls. I try to pick fabrics that we can use both for clothes or for quilts. And I think this could make a super dynamic dress or a skirt. Really incredibly, it's a really wonderful piece of fabric. Okay, so now we have one that is grays and plums almost. So we're going to show you that one also. So it's kind of different when I'm trying to show it to you all by myself, isn't it? So beautiful piece here. Again, lots of grays in this. Really, really pretty. The colors are lovely. Very beautiful. The print is very interesting. So reminds me of some wonderful artwork. I really am liking this part of this line a lot, but you're going to be flabbergasted when you see what goes with it. So then we've got this in oranges, pinks, and a little bit of yellow going on here. And again, this one, these are all ombres. So we've got the light colors on one side and it goes to the dark. So let's see if I can't get this out so you can see it. So there you go. Really, really fun Did you guys like spirographs when you were growing up? I know I did. This kind of has that kind of feel for me. In fact, even that last one that I showed you with the big medallion print on it made me think of some of that kind of thing. I always loved playing with those toys. So, and the last one is very purple. Very, very, very purple. If you love purple, this is a gorgeous piece of fabric. And we've got the wonderful lights to the darks again. There we go. So hopefully you can see what's going on there. It's really pretty. Very cool stuff. And just a great colors in these. Very beautiful. So that is the graphic kind of blender part of the line. The rest of it's all florals. So I'm not sure what the story is with that, guys, but that's what it is. So I'm going to bring down some of these florals. And, you know, when RJR does a floral, I can't help but tell you that no matter how almost traditional they look or how these ones are much more painterly looking, but it doesn't really matter. They always do this really well. And interestingly, we've got some great patterns to go with it. And I'm going to make you some kits up because they're really pretty fantastic. So I'm going to show you some from this group right here. Here's our wonderful pattern. This kind of looking through the window and seeing all the flowers in the garden. Kind of think that line. And so they have it in a couple different colorways. The one has the yellow. Here we have it with some purple. Then we have it with this kind of fun peaches and darker colors. So really, really pretty. We're going to put those kits together for you. And what we've got is, again, this idea of a full-length print across the width of the fabric. So this one is really quite fabulous. So there we've got our flower garden at the bottom, and then you're going into these lighter colors up at the top. There are flowers up at the top of this too, but they almost look like they're in the clouds. They're really, really interesting. This fabric you are going to have so much fun with. This could be so creative, such a beautiful piece. So that is one of the colorways that we have this in. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get that one out of our way. Here is just a really nice, this one doesn't do that crazy colors all over. This is just an all over print. Beautiful flowers on this. I love this one. I forget the name of it, but this is like a wonderful sunflower. Very pretty. So we've got that one. And we have it in this colorway where the purple is more predominant. The other one, the reds were more predominant. So very, very pretty. Then we have these all over prints. One in yellows. This is really fun. Very tiny little floral feel to it, but not really distinct flowers per se. Maybe a couple you can pull out. We've got it in the yellows. Then we've got this pink, variations of pink and greens in there. That's very gardeny looking. If you're a gardener, this fabric just make you really happy. Last colorway of that all over print. This one, the yellow is predominant. You can kind of tell with this flower which one color is going to be predominant. That is really, really pretty. Okay, that one kind of painterly looking idea of flowers. This is it in its purple and pink colorway. So you're going to be able to go with whatever colors you like in this line and be able to really pull those. We've got 2 of these wonderful leaf fabrics. This one is in we've got some teal, greens, little bit of our peaches in there. And then here we have it in what almost looks to me like a fall colorway. Yellows and some brown, a little bit of burgundy going on there. Very elegant, really pretty fabrics. And the last 2 of these big prints that have the sky with the very light flowers in it. And you know, I don't know that I pointed it out to you in the first group of them, but there's some really cool birds in these. So if you look at this and you're a fan of birds, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Because if you look at the pattern design on this, there is a lot of really gorgeous birds on here. And so this is something you could fussy cut. You could spend a lot of time pulling those particular parts of this fabric and make them into some sort of focus on your blocks if you want to do that for quilts. But you know, I'm telling you, this would make a really cool dress. So this one is our yellow colorway. Again, I'm finding this one flower and I can kind of see where I can pull, but obviously there's a lot of purples and reds in here, so you can do a lot, and they are just absolutely perfect and beautiful. This one is our red colorway, and let's go ahead, and this time I'm not going to pull it completely apart. You've seen it now here a couple of times, but these colors are just lovely. These are our yellows, our peach. We have red in that center of that flower. Really lovely. Very, very pretty. Okay, so we're going to finish this up by coming over and showing you where I'm at with the coats. I told you I was making a couple coats, and I wanted you to see that what we were doing. So first off, I want to remind you that we just got the latest version of Threads magazine, so it is here. So, and guess what they have on the back? They have a beautiful wool tweed on the back in a skirt. So we're going to be talking about wools here, so this is really appropriate for right now. So let's go ahead and first start off with this coat. So this is a very easy Vogue pattern. You've got this, any double-sided wool fleece, or even if you have a dense cotton, this is a great, just pull it over and look about like you're $1 million for very little time. Really pretty, guys. Look at how beautiful this turned out. They've got the sleeves set up at very much at bracelet length, okay? If you look at the pattern, it's the bracelet length sleeves on it. Think wearing those really cool gloves you haven't pulled out in a while. This is a great, the jacket you can make up, honest to goodness, I promise you. You can make this jacket up in no time. It literally, I think it took me from beginning to end, including hemming it. Now, I didn't notice I just left the serging on the edges here, and I think that looks fine. And I've really thought about this a lot, and I've decided not to mess with that. So the only places I had to really hem it were on my sleeves and in the back. The back ends up being just a bit longer, and so you put that hem up in the back, and there you go, you've got that finished. This is not lined, very simple, very, very simple to do. So we've got this great kind of drapey collar in the back. You do have to remember to put that seam inside, and you might even want to go ahead and stitch this down because of that seam right there. And I stitched down over here on both of my around my arms here. So on the sleeves, going this sleeve seams, I press those in towards the sleeve and then I stitched them down. So I think that looks really nice to do that. So you might want to do that. What I'm going to do to finish up this jacket and make it just a bit more special is I decided to embroider my pockets. So I making bigger patch pockets for this. And these are going to be my pockets. Now, you're probably wondering what I've got going on here. Well, I'm going to line the pockets because I needed to use quite a bit of stabilizer to get my embroidery to look so pretty. And most of that stabilizer can't go away. So what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of red cotton here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my pocket so that this right here is going to be the lining for my pocket. And no, I haven't trimmed it yet, but it gives you the idea. So I think those turned out really pretty. The other jacket, this is for our class coming up in October, our winter coat class. So this particular jacket, we are going to be doing the Step Ahead software jacket. You are going to get this pattern as part of the class. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to have you make up a mock-up at the beginning of class. So I'm not wanting anybody to purchase their fabric yet. If you've already got fabric and you're thinking about using it, wonderful. But it really needs to be something that you're going to be okay with how it looks like inside because the jacket isn't lined. So this particular jacket, we've got those seams. Again, what I decided to do with my shoulder seams is I top stitched. Now in this case, because the wool was a pretty bulky wool, I actually pressed the seams open and I've stitched it down on either side to hold those seam allowances so that when I put my arm in the jacket, I'm not going to have issues. Look at the gorgeous collar on here. This is not a very complicated pattern. Most of everything I have done with this has been all done by machine. But it is time consuming. And this class is 4 weeks long. It's on the Fridays of October. And we are going to make sure that you get most of this done before you walk out of class. I have some things, I'm purposely leaving this unfinished because I want to show my students what I'm going to do to finish the hem on this. And I think that if you haven't ever considered making a coat, you will be surprised. None of this, everything was basically straight stitches except for a little bit of hemming that I used my blind hem feature on my sewing machine. So this can be done on any machine that you can put a walking foot on. And that was the big tool for the most of this was my iron and my walking foot. Those two things, if you've got those, you can make this jacket. And it's a lot of fun because working with wool is much simpler than most people realize. So we've got that class coming up and many, many more. Do you have a serger sitting in your closet? You want to get that out and join our Serger 1 class and make sure that you come to that. A lot of people ask me, since we're a Bernina dealer, do you let other sewing machines come in the shop? And of course we do. Don't forget there's lots of open sewing coming up if you want to join us for that. And our software inspiration classes, I don't know if you guys all realize that, but if you have Bernina V9 software and you want to join us for software inspirations, Alice runs those as a Zoom and as an in-person class. So if you want to join us for those, you can just go online and sign up. They're free and you can be part of those classes. So we're trying to figure out how to get some more things. We're still working on that technology stuff. We're getting closer all the time, but we haven't done that yet. So we're going to get more of these classes. I think that you'll be able to participate even if you don't live here. And guess what? Whitney Leckenbill's going to be back. Tomcat Stitchery. She's coming back to the store. Keep an eye on her website and you will see that very soon she's going to be releasing the information about coming back to the University of Sewing. So it's been a real pleasure to work with her this year. And if you haven't gone on YouTube and looked at the Tomcat Stitchery YouTubes, you really need to do that. So don't forget, if you haven't made your purchase of your latest Threads magazine, gorgeous magazine this time. They're doing stuff for fall. There's a little cute coat on the front of this. They're going to be talking about wools. You're going to really enjoy this. You can go on our website and you can purchase this and we can ship it right out to you. So don't forget, please share our videos. They are available for you to share for 24 hours to be entered into the drawing. If you share after that, we'll always be appreciative of it, but you can't get entered into the drawing after 24 hours. So thanks again. Everybody, you have been fabulous. We've had lots of orders over this past week from everybody from all over. And we're very grateful for it. And don't forget to tell your friends that you know that the University of Sewing is Bloomington's Bernina dealer, and we'd like to be your Bernina dealer too. Have a great day, everybody.